Okay, so today we don't need much. I have my mat, or for me, I have a rug, and I'm gonna grab a magic circle. We're gonna do some more traditional Pilates mat stuff. I'm gonna break it down into a bunch of smaller pieces. So you can grab your circle, and if you don't have a circle, you can use a yoga strap, perhaps. And then for part of it, also, we're gonna use the magic circle in between the thighs and on the outside of the thighs. So maybe like a yoga block and a stretchy band. Those are some other things you can use, or you can just pretend, because that's exciting. For the stretch part, you could use a towel of sorts. There's lots of ways you can make some shifts, but for now, we're just going to put the magic circle to the side, and we're going to come down. We're going to start. I'm going to turn this here off. Okay. We're going to start down on our bellies, so you can come all the way down onto the mat and lie on your belly. And when you get down there, just get yourself comfortable in a comfortable position on your belly. Bring your hands underneath your forehead and just take some nice deep breaths to let the shoulders relax, fill up your waist with air. Couple more deep breaths here. Lean into a really long exhale. See if you can follow your exhale without like aggressively pushing the air out. Just let the air empty out from your lungs. Okay, and we're going to start moving the head, the neck, and the shoulders. I'm going to bring my arms out into kind of this cactus shape. Elbows are bent, palms are down. And I'm going to start by ever so slightly pressing the pelvis down into the mat, lengthening through the legs and drawing the abdominals in. And as I gently press down with my arms, I'm going to lift my head and look forward. And then I'll bring my chin in toward my throat and go back down. Okay? Keep going with this one. Breathe however you want, but please don't hold your breath. A lot of people lift and then like hold the breath for a second. See if you can just let your breath flow. And the mobility that you may have or not have very much of with this little movement here, it's okay. This is the opposite of what we do all day, which is rounding forward. In the traditional Pilates sequence, we often start the whole thing with rounding forward, but we do that all day. So I think it's nice to start with the opposite. And we'll do about 4 more here. And again, I'm just gently pressing down, trying to keep my shoulders away from my ears. And 3, 2, 1 more. And come all the way down. I'm going to bring my hands back under my forehead, but I'm just going to bring the middle fingers together under my forehead. And we're going to wake up the legs a little bit here. Get your shoulders in a comfortable place. Extend your right leg and make it so long that it just kind of floats up off the mat and lowers back down. And then the opposite leg. You can keep your forehead right down on your hands, or if you want, you can even just float your head up off your hands, looking down at your own hands, energizing the spine as you lengthen and lift one leg at a time. And again, with this, you don't have to overachieve this and lift so much that everything else in your body is moving. Just lengthen and lift a couple of inches off the floor, lower down and switch to the other side. I just want you to wake up some of the muscles through the back of the body. Lifting your head is kind of nice if you haven't done that by now. And again, you don't have to lift and look forward, just look right down at your hands. We'll do about 3 more sets here. And 3, and 2, and 2, and 1, and 1. And then lower the legs, put your head back down, relax through the back of the body, take a nice deep breath, and exhale. And we're going to come back again to that cactus shape, goalpost shape. Head is hovering off the mat. Take a break whenever you need to. Put your head down. Draw the abdominals in. Now we're going to lift one arm at a time. and then lower down, and I'm keeping the shape, keeping that bent elbow shape. Try to draw the belly in, lengthening through the legs. For me, drawing the belly button in keeps me from sort of dumping all the energy into my low back. I feel this through the whole back of my body rather than just in the lumbar spine. And I'm just going to do one more each way. Of course, you're still taking those nice deep breaths. And then I'm going to swing my arms by my sides with my palms down and just lie down, put my head on one side and relax, take a nice deep breath. Okay? For this next bit, we're going to reach the fingertips in the direction of our feet. My shoulders just kind of lifted up off the mat. Still belly button pulls in, pelvis is pressing down into the mat a little bit. As I reach further with my fingertips, I'm going to lift my arms, keeping them straight, and then lift my head and my chest, looking down at the floor. Reach back and lift into this nice position. And then we'll switch head over to the other side. I'm on my opposite cheek. Relax through the shoulders. This is accompanied by a deep breath. So we're trying it again. Reach back through the fingertips, float the arms, and lengthen as you lift. That keeps you from dumping all this energy into the low back. Let's do one more each way. If it feels intuitive to lift your legs, go ahead and do that, but focus more on length as you lift. And again, reaching back, lengthening forward through the crown of the head. If the legs are coming up, reach them back. And then one more over to the other side. Last one here. Take your nice deep breath as you lift and lift. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And I'm going to sit back on my heels and take a nice big stretch here. If this stretch isn't right for you, do something else that feels good. Here you can sit back towards your heels, reach your fingertips forward, let your head be heavy with a nice exhale. And one more nice deep breath like that. Good. And then we're going to come out on to our side. We're just going to wake up the side of the body a little bit. So I'm going to lie on my right side. We'll do both sides, so whichever side you want to lie on, it's really up to you. I'm putting my head on my arm. If that kind of a thing doesn't feel right, grab a yoga block, grab a pillow, anything you can to put under, or a towel, a roll-up towel, just to keep your head from being all the way down here, okay? And I'm gonna just keep my head right there. My top arm, I'm gonna kind of like bring the backs of my fingers to my forehead. And I'm gonna think about bringing my top shoulder away from my ear and then just starting to lift away from my bottom arm and then lower back down, okay? So for some people, this is a challenge to do without really overly pushing themselves away from the floor with your bottom arm, and that's okay, but just make it teamwork. Make it teamwork. So if you're gonna be pressing down with your bottom arm, work as equally with your upper body. And if keeping your head and your hand together like this doesn't feel right, you can do lots of other things. You can keep your arm right by your side. You kind of reach yourself up. Actually, I kind of like the way this feels better. So maybe try a couple different things and see which one you like better. But P.S., we are warming up your side body more than anything else. That's why we're doing this. Maybe you can bring the arm up to the ceiling as you put your head down and let it travel back up. Let's just do two more. You're breathing here. One more time. Okay, just a little wake up here. Roll right onto your back with your knees bent. We're kind of doing an around the world wake up of all the little muscles. When you get onto your back, knees bent, feet flat. Feet are relatively close to your tush. Arms can come right by your sides. Reach long through your arms, that same length that you found when we were on our bellies. See if you can find it here. It's like you're reaching in every direction. Head back, fingertips forward. Keeping your pelvis still. Pick one leg up. Keeping your pelvis still. Put the leg down. land lightly when you bring your foot down and make the foot switch pretty fast. So there's like a moment where you're putting one foot down and the other one is coming up, and you've got to use your abdominals to support that little bit here. Okay, so this is a little warm up for your abdominals. Breathe. Breathe. Think about keeping your ribs pulled in towards the floor. And I always think even lower, almost like my hip bones are pulling in towards one another. That gets your transverse muscles to pipe up and start working. So now I'm going to bring this up a notch, and there's moments where the feet are not on the ground at all. And again, just keep your breath moving. We're going to do 3 more sets here. Land your feet lightly on the ground. And 2. 1 more each way. And then bring both feet down. Just relax in the pelvis for a moment. Widen your feet a little bit so they're a bit wider than your own hips. And we're going to knees right, knees left here. And just breathe. Knees right, knees left. Good to check in, see how this feels. And again, there's no one way to breathe. Just let the breath move. If you find yourself holding your breath, just gently encourage yourself to not do that. 1 more each way. And then we're going to roll over and do the other side body wake up. I'm just going to roll right onto my left side now with my head on my arm. And I'm going to bring my top hand, I'll start the way I started on the other side, with my fingertips to my forehead and curling up. Do the best you can in actually, instead of pushing this bottom arm down, make it lighter into the floor. Use it as little as you can. And try that other arm scenario that I threw out there, because we want to warm up the side body more than anything else. And we'll do 5 more here. And 4. And 3. 2 more. Last one. And then return. And then we're going to roll back onto our backs. Roll back onto our backs. Arms are going to come back down by your side. Scoot your feet in towards your tush. We're going to do a bit of hip lifting. Bring your pelvis into a neutral position, okay? You're not tucked under, you're not rounded, you're somewhere in the middle, and see if you can keep it there. Press the arms and the feet down and bring the hips up, however far you really want to. And then lower back down, release at the bottom completely, and we'll try it again. See if you can exhale to come up and inhale, and keep going here. Just go at your own pace. Quick check-in for the neck and the shoulders and the arms. Really easy to let this be like really intense for the neck and the shoulders. Do what you can to release all that, and just to keep the neck feeling nice and long and your whole throat area feeling relaxed. Exhale to come up and inhale to come down. Let's do 5 more here. Reaching the fingertips towards your feet a bit. And 1 more time. And then lower the hips all the way down. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my feet and my knees together, and I'm going to reach back with my hands and bring them directly underneath the back of my head. Elbows are going to come up a little bit. This is a supported curl forward here. We're going to use our exhale to do this, okay? So elbows come up with your next exhale, curl forward. Keeping the neck long. When you curl up, try not to jam your chin into your throat. We'll do about 4 more here. And 3. One more time. And then come all the way down. Arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling. We'll bring one leg up and the other leg up as well. Draw the abdominals in. I just sort of brought my pelvis, it's not tucked, but it's a little bit less neutral than it was, just so I could really have the abdominals take over. Keeping my arms up towards the ceiling, head is down. The right arm and the left leg are going to reach back. Maybe they'll tap the ground and return. And then the left arm and the right leg will reach apart and return. And reach back and return and reach back and return. 4 more. 4 and 4 and 3 and 3, 2, 2, 1 more each way. And other side, and then bring the arms up. Let's bring the feet down and the arms down by your sides, okay? Let's give both shins a hug actually here. Hug them in, a little bit of stretch for the hips. You can gently rock right and left for a breath. And then come back to the center. And I'm going to bring both of my hands around to my right shin and give it a big hug. And I'm going to extend my other leg, away from me on a bit of an angle. You can decide how low you want the leg to go. And I'm going to curl the head, neck, and shoulders up with nice wide elbows. You can keep your head down through this as well. I'll probably be putting my head down. And then we'll hug the left leg and extend the right. Nice wide elbows, and we'll switch again. So breathing is really important through this. You just have to make sure you're breathing in a way that feels like it complements the movement. And if at some point keeping your head lifted doesn't feel right, put it down, but still use your abdominals here. Maybe keep your eyes gently towards your knees. Each time you come in with your leg, it is a stretch. And we'll do 2 more sets here. 2 and 2. 1 and 1. Hug both shins. Take a nice deep breath here. Draw the abdominals in. Reach the arms and the legs up towards the ceiling. You can reach your arms even behind you. Circle the arms around. Hug those legs. This is a nice big stretch. So abdominal work is a lot right here as you reach out and circle around. We can add a head lift. I'm going to keep mine down on this part. And then you can circle around and bring your forehead towards your knees. And circle around. We'll do 3 more. Two more. 1 more. Come all the way down for a moment with the legs. Take a nice deep breath. And I'm going to bring my right leg up to the ceiling. See if you can grab your hands as high up as you can. If that means staying behind here, behind your thigh, that's fine. But go up as high as you can. And then extend the opposite leg with control. Switch the legs, grab the opposite leg. And again, we're switching. Big scissor legs. Three more. 3 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Woo! bend the knees, lower the feet, take a nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Arms by your sides. We're going to bring the legs up to the ceiling. I know some of you like to tuck your hands with your palms down under your tush. That's fine too, if you want to try that. Both legs come up, heels together, toes apart. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Big exhale here. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bend the knees. Take your hands out if they were there underneath your tush. Take a nice deep breath. Last little part here, hands behind the head. This is a big twist. That's the point of this little exercise here. So see if you can create, if you want to keep your legs down and bring one leg at a time, that's a really good way to modify this next exercise. Take a deep breath, exhale, curl forward. Twist to the left. Bring your right elbow towards your left knee and stretch your right leg away. And then we'll twist to the other side. Three more sets. 3, 2, and come all the way back down. Take a nice deep breath at the bottom. Make your arms long by your sides. Let's come back to do a little bit more bridge work. Walk your feet a hair wider than your hips, maybe with a little bit of turnout to the feet. And then press the arms down and the feet as you lift and lower. And in this particular set of bridges, when you come up, I don't really want you to tuck your pelvis, but sort of tuck your pelvis. You're not really going to be able to truly tuck here, but it'll increase the stretch that you get through your hip flexor area, and it'll kind of force you to use your glutes a whole bunch. We're going to do 6 more here. And 5. And 4. And 3. 2 more. And last one. Lower the hips all the way down. Okay, we're going to flip back over onto our bellies and do a little bit more work there. This time, though, you're going to get your forearms underneath you. And see if you can bring your elbows kind of maybe almost in line with your shoulders or your ribs, whatever feels better for you. Gently press down with your forearms to create some energy through the spine here. I'm still drawing the abdominals in here to support the low back. And I'm going to bend my right leg. This is my left. I'm going to bend my left leg and kick my tush, and then re-extend. And now my right. Kick. Each time you kick, lift your belly. Kick, and switch. Kick, and also flex the foot and point on the way down. Flex the foot and point on the way down. 3, and 3, and 2, and 2, and 1, and 1. Lower the legs down. Widen your elbows, lower yourself down. Bring your hands on top of your sacrum or on top of your tush. Hook your thumbs. Rest yourself on one side of your face. Legs are going to come together if you can. And now bend the knees and kick 3 times towards your tush. 1, 2, 3. As you extend the legs, hook your thumbs, lift your chest and look forward. Take a breath. And then come to the other side. Slide your hands back up. Push down through your pelvis as you bend your knees. 1, 2, 3. Extend the legs. Lift the chest. Reach back through the fingers. Ooh, such a nice stretch. And again, come back to the first side. Kick 1, 2, 3. Extend the legs. Reach back through the fingers. Breathe. And one more time. Kick 1, 2, 3, extend the legs, lift the chest, reach back. And then lower all the way down. Quick little child's pose here. Or again, if this isn't right for you, just do another stretch that feels good right now. Take an inhale, exhale. And one more. Good. Let's come onto our hands and knees for a moment here. When you come onto your hands and knees, if you need any extra padding because of your knees or your wrists, grab your mat and fold it in half. You can kind of start with that adjustment and see if that adds enough support for those joints against the floor here. Spread the fingers apart, knees directly under the hips. We're going to round through your spine. Tucking the pelvis, rounding through the spine, push the floor away, let your head look down. And then arch. Try not to sink in the chest as you move through your arch here. Stick your tush out, look up, and breathe. Come back to that first shape. And then arch. Shoulders away from the ears. One more each way. And arch. And then come back to the center. A small little rocking motion here to practice taking a little extra weight into the palm, to the hands. And this works strength and mobility into the wrist. So we're just rocking back and forth. I'm trying not to change the shape of my spine. And we'll do about 8 more here. And really the goal is to come slightly in front, so bringing the shoulders towards the fingertips a bit. And 7. And 6. Imagine gravity pulls you up a little bit away from the floor. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. And come back. So you are not completely, so you're just, again, organized shoulders under wrists. I'm going to extend my right leg and my left fingertips here. Lengthen out through the spine. My fingers and my toes are down. And then I'm switching, other sides. As you go from side to side, fingers and toes remain. See if you can keep, again, yourself feeling like like gravity pulls you up in this magical world. Let's do 3 more. 3. And 3. 2. 2. One more each way. And we're going to do another couple of sets here, but we will lift the arm and the leg just a few inches up off the mat. And return. And return. Support from the belly. Let's do 1 more each way for fun. And then come back. You can lift through your upper body and just bring yourself into a kneeling position here. Knees a little bit open, feet together. Bring your hands to your hip bones here. Press your hip bones into your hands. That also probably includes giving the tush a little bit of a squeeze. We're going to keep this like straight-ish line through the front of the body and bring the arms straight ahead. Keep your tush kind of squeezed, pressing your pelvis forward. And we're going to lean back without sinking through the front of the body. Belly is in. Lean back, lean back, lean back. And then return. And again, lean back. Two more. One more time. And bring the arms all the way down. Okay, let's come back one more time to the hands and knees. I'm just going to change my angle so you can see a little bit better. For this one, hands are still under the shoulders. Same exercise as the last one, except I'm going to extend my right leg and my left arm. My left arm will come out to the side, like just straight out to the side. And then come on back. And then straight out to the side. Gravity lifts you up off the ground a little bit. Of course, we're not leaving the ground. But the minute you think about lifting away from the ground, it takes some of that pressure out of the wrist. You're still taking these nice deep breaths. 2 more here. And 2. And 1. And 1. And then come on back down. And we're gonna flip over and come on to our backs. I'd love for you to grab your magic circle. And again, if you don't have a magic circle, grab maybe a squishy ball, yoga block, and also some sort of like a yoga strap, or even a towel would be fine. We're gonna use the magic circle, and this would be the place where you would use a squishy ball or a yoga block. I'm going to bring the magic circle in between my thighs, just below the knees, so it doesn't press into the knee joint, which would just be kind of uncomfortable. Arms are going to come down by your sides. Keep your spine long and neutral. Take a breath into your belly before you do anything. And we're going to keep the breath moving and squeeze the circle and go ahead back out. Squeeze for 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now squeeze and hold. Pulse only the right leg in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now squeeze and hold only the left leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come out and just relax the whole leg situation and your pelvis of your back. Take a breath. I'm not squeezing the circle. And then exhale. Move your feet a hair wider than your hips and squeeze the circle just a little bit. 1 more set of bridges here. Arms pressing down and lift. We're going to do 8 and 7. And the circle is just getting a squeeze the whole time. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And come all the way down. So I'm going to now take the circle out and put the feet inside the circle. The pads are just, again, beyond the knee. So I'm not pressing into that knee joint again. And this would be the place where you would use probably a stretchy band. So the pelvis is going to stay down. We're not moving anything there. Just a gentle press outward now for 10 and come in. 9. Keep the breath moving. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then come on in. And then we're going to take the legs out of the circle. I'm going to use my circle to give the legs a quick stretch, bringing the pad on the left ball of the foot. And I'm going to turn so my palms are facing in towards me, extending the right leg out. And I'm just going to hold on to my circle as I bring the leg right and left a bit. And right and left. And now I'm going to transfer the circle into my right hand as I come over to the right and then transfer to the left hand as I go over to the left. Just a quick note here, don't make your arms do 100% of the work here. Make your leg participate. Let the leg do some of the work too. You're also stretching out, lengthening through the opposite leg to give yourself a little structure, kind of pressing the opposite leg down into the mat. I'm reaching actively through my leg as I bring it over side to side. And this will be the last one here, out to the left. And return. Oh my gosh, that's a big stretch. And we're going to switch and do the other leg right away. So bring the right foot into the circle, extend the left. Turn so your palms are facing you. And we'll do this small version, almost like a tick-tock, right and left. Don't go too far. And right. And left. One more each way. Small version. And then I'm going to come back to the center. I'm going to hold on with my left hand as I bring my leg over to the left. Relax your face. This is the part where, like, oh my gosh, it's such a deep stretch. Like, I tend to scrunch up my whole face. And then switch again, switch left and right as you bring the leg over from side to side. And again, this is not like, your leg is doing some work here. You're not letting the arms do all of the work. And we'll do 2 more sets here. And out. And last one here. And out. Come back to the center. Take the circle off. Just put the circle off to the side. Extend your right leg out and bring your left leg up to the ceiling. If this feels too intense, just bend your right knee. That's okay. I'm going to keep mine a little bit bent. Left leg is up to the ceiling, and we're going to circle this leg in, around, and up. Arms pressed down. Use your abdominals in, around, up. A nice big circle here. 3, 4, 5. Let's go the other way at the top. Out, around, up. Out, around 2. Out, around 3, 4. Last one. And then bend this knee, just give it a quick stretch, and we'll switch to the other side. Right leg is going to come up, and we circle in, around, up. 3, 4. And at the top, reverse, around. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knee, hug the shin, take a breath. And we are going to roll onto our side, do a little bit of side body work here, okay? When you come onto your side, same thing you could do as we did earlier, head on the arm. You can also do this cute little Jane Fonda position here, which is kind of exciting. And then also if you want to rest your head on a pillow and keep your bottom arm down, this would be the way that I would do that, all right? So I'm going to start here. Upper body, just give yourself a moment to get it nice and straight as if you were against the wall behind you. And then the top, both legs are scooched forward a teeny bit. So when I look down, I can see that my toes really easily. Take your hand and just bring your top hip slightly forward, slightly back. Find the center of those two. So you're really on your side. And we're going to bring this top leg forward and back. Flex the foot as you come forward, point the foot as you go back. The goal is to keep the upper body relatively straight. This is an active stretch. This is an active way to stretch and work and strengthen the muscles through the legs and the hip. We'll do 4 more here. 4. And 3. And 2. 1 more. And then bring the legs together. A little bit of turnout with this top leg. And we kick up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower down. Lift the top leg up just a little bit. Lengthen through that leg. Again, so you're right, one hip on top of the other. Small circles here. Everything else stays nice and still. Leg moving right in the hip. 6 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go the other way around. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg down. Let's bend the knees. And I'm going to put my head down on my arm for this bit. Quick pelvis and spine check in. Try not to be scooped and rounded forward. Neutral long spine. Okay, top leg, lift and lower. 2. We're doing 6, 3, 4, 5, 1 more, and lower down. Now lift your leg up and extend the leg all the way out so the leg is slightly behind the line of your upper body. And as you can see, it's a little higher than my hip. Little pulse as if you're going up and back at the same time. For 8, you're breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come forward. Woo! My hip is burning. One more thing here. Lift and hold. So this is this weird one where I tell you to put your finger on your knee. Keep your knee still. Your foot goes down. Your foot goes up. Your foot goes down. Your knee stays centered. Each time you bring your foot up, can you bring it a little higher? Okay? 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, 2, last one. Come all the way down. Yes, we get to take a stretch here. Bring your bottom arm forward. Keep your knees bent. Open your top arm and breathe. Two more exhales here. These are the deepest, longest breaths you've taken yet. And then when you are ready, even though I could spend the next 20 minutes here, we're just going to come up and flip ourselves over to the other side. Woo! Okay, side 2. Side 2. Okay, so I started Jane Fonda-ish on the other side. I'm going to do that on this side too. But, you know, one side is not supposed to be 100% the same as the other. If you need to change anything, that's fine. Quick spine check-in. Make it nice and long. Head is back here. If your head is on your hand, you're working to keep your neck nice and long as you move. Legs are pitched forward a little bit. So top leg lifts, top leg lengthens, and forward and back. And forward. You're working to keep your upper body relatively still. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And then come forward a little turnout with the top leg and up. 2, 3, 4, and 6. Last one here. Hover that leg over the bottom leg. Make sure you're right on your side. You're not forward or back. Your hip is right on top of the bottom hip. Small circles. Nothing else is moving. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Neck is long. 3, 2. And we got to go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg. Bend your knees. I'm going to put my head on my arm here. You kind of, if you'd like to. Straighten out your spine again. Top leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now you can extend your top leg, but bring it behind you so it's slightly higher than the line of your hip and slightly behind the line of your upper body. Little pulse up and back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, top hip comes up. Put your finger on your knee. Foot down, foot up. Foot down, foot up. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All the way down. This side really needs to stretch. Bring your bottom arm forward. Open up to the other side of the room. Breathe. One more really long breath. One long inhale, exhale here. And then roll it back. And we're making our way up to sit. We're gonna do a little mermaid stretch here, okay? So I'm gonna bring my feet back over to the kind of the first side, feet over towards the left. And I've got my right foot on my left thigh. And I'm gonna hold on to my left ankle. You can move this arm around here. The goal at first is to sit up as tall as you can so you have your sort of your weight into your left hip, which for some of you with tight hips, this is just gonna be nearly impossible or super uncomfortable. So make any changes you need to. Opposite arm is gonna come up, you lift, and then you stretch over. You can also hold onto your foot or even just keep your hand on the floor here. And again, lift at the top, relax the left shoulder, sit tall. And as you stretch over this time, twist a little towards the floor. Reach through your fingertips. This is a super deep breath right here. Fill up your lungs. And then twist and empty the lungs. And then come all the way up, and we'll switch the legs over to the other side. So again, you can hold onto your ankle. I was first taught to hold onto the ankle and to pull myself more central, but keep your hand wherever you need to keep it. And then bring your left arm up, relax through this right shoulder. And this first one, we're lifting, and then we're stretching over. And then return, sit tall. Now we add our twist. Reach through the fingertips. One more here, deepest breath. And twist again. and then come all the way up, and we're gonna bring the arm down. So I'm gonna come up to stand through a down dog, and you can join me if you would like. Breathe along the way. Letting the head be heavy, letting the shoulders slide away from your ears. Send your sits bones back. Let's just take one more good breath here. And then I'm going to walk my hands back towards my feet. Let my upper body be really heavy. Soften the knees and then push through the feet to come all the way back up to stand. The head is the last thing to come up. Stand tall for just a moment. Take a nice deep breath as you stand there, please. And we're going to use the magic circle one more time. Okay, so you can grab your magic circle. One more little bit here. We're just going to bring it right in front of the chest. If you don't have a magic circle here, I don't know, that's kind of hard to sub something out. You can always bring your hands around a squishy ball or maybe grab some weights. But I'm just going to gently wrap my hands around the pads here of the magic circle, keeping my shoulders down, pushing down through the feet to stand really nice and tall. And we're going to squeeze the circle in a little, in a little, in a little. So it's like a little count of 3. And again, 1, 2, 3, and come out. 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 3 more. And 2 more. 1 more. 1, 2, and 3, and come out. Now I'm going to bring the arms down a little bit so it's kind of in front of the pelvis. And P.S., the circle is just kind of right out in front of me, so it's not too close or too far away. Same exercise, really focus on keeping your shoulders down here, okay? 1, 2, 3, and come out. 1, 2, 3. Really easy to let the shoulders round forward through this whole thing, by the way. See what you can do to draw the shoulder blades together. Ish, even though they're not going to really come together. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, and then one more time. 1, 2, and 3. And then bring the arms up overhead, not too high. I can see this whole thing in my periphery vision. Shoulder blades down. And 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1 more each way. 1 more count of 3. And then come out. Bring the circle behind you and just hold onto the circle behind your tush. Reach down towards the floor with the circle as you lift your chest. Lift and bring it back in. This is like work and stretch at the same time. Reach. I'm trying to keep my upper body relatively still. 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1 more time. And return. Bring the circle around in front of you. We're going to do 1 more roll down here. I have my feet just about hip distance, standing nice and tall to begin. And I'm going to bring my chin toward my throat, roll down, softening the knees along the way. And then hanging down at the bottom here. 2 exhales. And 1 more. And you can push down through your feet and slowly roll up. Like I said, the head will be the last thing up. And then stand tall for a moment. Last thing here, bring your arms up to the ceiling. You're holding onto your circle. Push down through your left leg as you reach up through the left arm. And then other side, push down through the right leg. Reach, 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 reach. And then one more each way, lifty stretch. And other side. Standing tall, bring the arms down, and just take one more belly breath here. All right. We did it, you guys. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the magic. Have a good day.